Hello everyone, I'm here to talk to you about the future Fallout games and the mechanics I want in it. After I recorded this, I'm listening to it back. It kind of seems like a big jumbled mess, but it somehow does make a little bit of sense, and I really do talk about new mechanics and stuff that are fresh with the game, and then some old ones. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Yes, Outer Worlds 2 is playing, but that's only because Outer Worlds 2 is the game I'm playing right now, and I'd like to show you guys some gameplay of it. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the video. Now, I'm talking about the future of Fallout because it could be Fallout 5, it could be Fallout New Vegas 2, I don't know what they're doing with it, but the next Fallout game I think should have these mechanics. A few of these are returning, a few of these are new, but all in all I think a lot of these deserve a spot in there because, you know, the more mechanics in Fallout, I'm not saying you need to put a bunch of mechanics and oversaturate it necessarily, but I'm saying the more depth a game has, typically the better it is. It doesn't have to even be realistic, just add a little bit of depth to things and it'll seem a lot more genuine and the game just gets more fun. The first thing that's painfully obvious to me, while playing Fallout 4, whenever you're playing and you're shooting your guns, they never run out of durability. I need weapon durability to make a return, honestly. I actually liked your guns breaking in the middle of combat. It made it seem really, you know, stupid and inconvenient, but that's kind of the point. I don't think it needs to be crazy, but I would like for your gun to have like a durability and you'd be able to see the wear on it. I want to be able to actually repair my guns back up to what they are, and, you know, it doesn't even have to be that prevalent in the game. I just would like it back. The second thing, power armor training. I honestly wish that power armor training was in 4 because it has the most fleshed out power armor system and it just is missing that. I don't know, it's all this good power armor changes, but then they take away the training for it. Now I do get it because Nate and Nora technically know how to use a power armor. I don't know about Nora, like why she would, but Nate was in the military and used a power armor suit. But bring it back, I think it's really good. Some of these I'm going to go in depth on and talk about for a while, and some of these I'm just going to fly through. I'm going to put this one up here, you know, in the front of the video before everyone stops watching. I want to propose a different mechanic that is completely new, something I thought on my own. It's really not that unique, but I think it'd be super cool. Fallout 4 kind of threw us in the deep end with collectibles and I loved it. You know, the bobbleheads and the magazines and being able to put them up in your settlements. Now, I don't necessarily want settlements to return. I would like building to return, but not a whole settlement system, if that makes sense. But even if it did, this still fits. The identity of Fallout is a lot of things. The retro style, the Pip-Boy, and of course the music. What I think should be added is the ability to make your own radio station. Now, it would have a sense of, you know, customization. You would be able to build a radio station somehow. You would be able to choose a couple of the, you know, commentators. You'd be able to choose a host, depending on what companions you had, or other people, and you'd be able to find like collectibles and vinyls around the Commonwealth. You'd be able to find vinyls around in the Wasteland. I think this adds like a sense of like collectibles and, you know, you make your own track list and everything, and I think music is such a big part of Fallout that this is an amazing opportunity. I think you could even add something a little deeper, like if you find a vinyl that's a little broken, it could be a little messed up whenever you listen to it on the radio station. I think in general it's just like a huge chance, you know, of being a thing, and they don't even have to just be vinyls, they could be in holotapes or something, but like either way, I think some sort of collectible where you have your own radio station would be really cool. What do you guys think? I think making your own radio station would be really cool, and it adds a sense of, you know, personalization to your radio stations. If you just want classical music, you can only find and put on classical music in the set list. Or if you really like the other music, like the other classical, you know, faster paced music, you can put that in there. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. With that out of the way, let's get back into the more simple ones. More in-depth addictions. I would like addictions to go a little deeper. Whenever you're addicted to something, I would like the bonuses to be a little higher and the defects to be even worse. I'd like you to be able to like maybe dilute psycho so that you could have like a sort of watered down psycho, but you still get your fix. It's just not as much, you know, just something a little more in depth. It doesn't have to be super crazy, but something a little more just to make it more fun and you know, get the addiction system going, because it's honestly something I rarely use, and with Addictol being in the game, you know, just get some Addictol and you're good. More animations for things is what I wrote down in my notes here, and that's a big thing. The Outer Worlds 2, there is actually a decent amount of animations for everything, and they're all really nice. Something as simple as good animations for your game makes your game feel so much more alive, and Bethesda is kind of the kings of not having any animations at all. They barely like to put animations in anything, but I really think they need to go hard for the next Fallout game. A Yes Man style story. While not being a mechanic necessarily, I think they need a Yes Man style story. What is that, you ask? I mean not having essential NPCs. And if there is an essential NPC, it's like one, like Yes Man. You have to have like, if you can burn all bridges, I want you to be able to burn all bridges and have a very unique ending like that. Fallout 4 kind of just like makes it linear, and they kind of want you to just side with the Minutemen / the Brotherhood, kind of the default ending. And I just don't want that sense of like, you know, gutters. I want the story to be open-ended and do it exactly how you want. So yeah, let's take away a lot of the essential NPCs. Don't make every NPC essential. I think if there's is an NPC essential, it's just like children and maybe one character that is the end-all be-all if you kill everyone else. I want another fully fleshed out karma system. There's a mod that did it for 4, and I really do like it a lot, but I feel like that it's crazy that it didn't make a return in Fallout 4 itself. So in the next one, they really need to hit the ball back on it and add back the karma system. So slept on. One that I think would be really nice is being able to own your own shop and settlements. Wouldn't it be really cool if you have, this kind of goes in with another one, is more lively cities. If you make the cities more lively, you know, put more people in them, just make them seem pretty cool, more alive, set up your own little vendor stand there. That would be really cool. You go from a flea market tent to a full-on shop. Either way, I think that this would be really cool, and I think that they're kind of missing an opportunity to do this. Obviously, the shop doesn't have to be that fleshed out. It could be as simple as someone coming up being like, oh, I want to buy this, and you buy it. Or if it's something that's passive that you just own and the workers naturally get sales throughout the day, that would be pretty cool too. And then also with that, with kind of owning your own shop, is I want more backstories. Typically in Fallout, there's only one beginning, and that's it. You know, you are a one type person. You're usually a vault dweller, and New Vegas was a little different. I want more, because clearly a lot of people want more. Alternate Start is one of the most popular mods on Fallout 4, and I really do like it. Start Me Up is actually what it's called. Alternate Start is actually Skyrim's, but still, people don't want to be locked into only one type of story after a while. And I think Cyberpunk did this really well, where there was only, well, there was different backgrounds you could choose. There was only 3. I think 3 is a perfect number, because 2 is like one or the other, but 3 is a perfect trifecta. It doesn't have to affect the entire game, but like I think some certain story points, using your backstory like that, it would be perfect. And I think having a Fallout where you're not always a vault dweller would actually be pretty cool. I think you should always have to come in contact with a Pip-Boy, because that is Fallout. But nevertheless, I think you should be able to choose between 3 different paths. Whether that be like you're a vault dweller, you just grew up in the city, or you're from some kind of high command in some faction and you already have a good standing with them. Whatever it is, I think that needs to be in the game. I want more bosses like Swan. Swan was so cool to run across. I remember my first time seeing him, and I actually shit my pants, and that was really fun. Not shitting my pants, but fighting him was, after it was a pretty lengthy cleanup. But nevertheless, more bosses like that. You need more fun bosses. I think little stuff like that just makes the game so cool. And with that, ditch the legendary weapon system. Make it to where you find unique weapons that are specific to that. Something like the Deliverer that was actually something unique, and it's really cool. The legendary weapon system is kind of toast. Just leave it behind. I know they did it for Starfield as well. It's time to, you know, pack your bags and go. Legendary weapons are not it. And if this video seems like it's all over the place, it's because it kind of is. I'm scheming over my notes, and I'm just reading out what I think actually seems pretty cool. I need traits to return as well. Those are really cool. You know, traits that have some downsides, some upsides. I think that was nice. It actually made the game feel different. Speaking of making the game feel different, please get some new factions in the game. And I don't mean anything like the Minutemen or Railroad. Minutemen, crazy good opportunity right there. I really did like them a lot, but the Railroad was kind of weak. I think they need new factions completely. I don't want any returning factions in the next one if they don't do it, other than Alaska, because Alaska has ties to the Brotherhood and the Enclave. And if you did a faction again that wasn't those, the Midwest Brotherhood also kind of gets a pass, because I do want to see them. But other than that, I don't want to see the same factions repeating. I honestly can't stand having just like the classic Brotherhood and Enclave kind of deal going on, but this is their third real attempt at a Fallout game that's single player, so let's hope they hit it out of the park and add completely new factions. I want random events with a purpose. I want random events to sprawl into full-on quest lines. I want some guy to come out of the woods and ask you to help him, and if you end up helping him, he ends up meeting you part of a family or something, and you just get into this group of people. I don't know. Anything at all like that, where there's like a significant side quest that you just have to stumble upon, is great. Now, obviously, with Bethesda, there's going to be bugs, and the 100%ers are going to probably get a little upset about it, but make it to where, up until a certain level, it could be a random event, and then, like, past, like, a really high level, like 30 or 40, you can just go to a location and trigger it yourself. That would be pretty cool. Different groups taking other currencies. I do like bottle caps. It is a staple of Fallout, but I would like them to actually take something else other than bottle caps. Like, the NCR takes their own around dollars and everything. I think that would be really cool. I think in New Vegas, they still just traded in caps. I think the dollars is converted into caps, but I would like some vendors to only transfer or only trade in a certain currency. Gives a little bit of sense of uniqueness, I guess. And they don't all have to have their own currency icon either. Like, I'd say just keep the caps icon where that's the main thing you track, and then a couple other people, it could just be in the miscellaneous category. I don't think it needs to be a huge, like, streamlined system where they have you keep up with 8 different currencies. I just think it would be cool to have odd factions that want certain things. And yeah, I think that's about it. If you guys enjoyed this or have any feedback or want to build off of it, let me know. I know this was kind of like a rapid fire shooting off thing, but I just wanted to let you all know this is what I wanted in the new Fallout.